bold, and we're counting on Mike America. I want to welcome tonight our good Lieutenant Governor, Sean Parnell, whom I can't see, but I know he's here. Sean Parnell. My brother Jeff Heath is here, and my husband, Alaska's first dude, Todd Palin, is here somewhere. So I have the honor of getting to speak with you for a bit here before I get to introduce to you Michael Reagan. And introducing Michael is continue to encourage him to continue to be bold and to call it like he sees it, and just that some would expect him to have to adhere to. We want him to be bold. We need him to be bold. Mr. Reagan, we need your voice, and we appreciate him. He doesn't shy away from the tough issues, and that is so good. He never lets anyone tell him to sit down and shut. I would hope Alaska, our voice too, will be heard across this nation. I look forward to hearing from Michael Reagan, learn from him, from his remarkable father and that remarkable presidency. First, I think what we're going to learn tonight is that Ronald Reagan's ideas were the right ideas, and all we have to do is look back at his record, his security record, to know that his ideas were right. It was common sense conservatism. It was right then, it's right now. He had written a good article about Reagan. He said, regarding your dad, Michael, he said that we need to learn from his persistence are keys to his historic achievement, and with Reagan's example, DC politicians calling them better rely on the good sense of the American people and bag the reliance on the entrenched bureaucrats and the intellectuals and the smug lobbyists who dominate Washington, and the liberal media that is imposing its will on that status quo, that business as usual. It's not good for our country. But we have to remember first that Ronald Reagan never won Washington. He won the arguments by resonating with the American people. Those of us so proud to be American acknowledge that no, we're not a perfect nation, but never, never do we have to apologize for being proud of our country. Is where he reached us, and that's where he won the arguments. And then, the American people, through him, we imposed our will on Washington, and that is the way it's supposed to be. Our government, we are not to be working for our government. It is our will to be imposed on Washington. He captured our hearts so he could effect positive change by, well, what he did. He focused on our kids, on our children, America. And when he fought socialism and any sort of tyranny that he knew would ruin us, he stood strong on his through which he'd lead to that positive change, that framework for our kids. It was freedom. Today, the things that are freedoms, it's absolutely astounding, and we would do so well to look back at those Reagan years as he championed the cause for freedom, cheerfully, persistently, and unapologetically. Reagan knew that real change is up, and maybe taking off the entrenched interest thwarting the will of the people with their ignoring of our concerns caused by selfish, short-sighted advocacy for growing government and digging more debt and taking away individual and state opportunity to responsibly develop our resources and coddling those who seek to harm America and her written in this article he wrote, remember how refreshing it was with his outrageous directness that Americans loved and that Reagan dealt with then the troublesome Soviet Union. Remember this? His vision for the Cold War, we win, and with détente. Speaking of détente, he used empire. He called it like he saw it. And now, why today, I have to ask, why today do we feel we have to kind of pussyfoot around, say, for example, the terrorists who still seek to kill Americans and destroy our allies? They have terrorists